Hi, good to see you again. It's Graham Martin. I'm the recruitment guy with another 5-minute careers interview. We're here today in Yorkshire, Ilkley, freezing our socks off. I've got a friend of mine to come out and talk to us in the park, and Gavin Ingham. Thank you very much for your time.
Graham, hi.
Gavin is a speaker. He's going to tell us about what it takes to become a speaker. Gavin, you haven't always been a speaker, have you? What was your early career?
I left school at 18 and my first job was actually as a policeman. I did that for a little while, but became frustrated by the hierarchy and wanted something where the results that I got turned up as me being able to get more of what I perceived to be success. So I moved quite quickly into selling, and I was involved with selling for quite a while. I went through the usual route, I guess, of salesperson, team leader, sales manager, sales director, and during that time my sales went up and down, as everybody's does, but one of the things that I found was really useful to me was motivational and sales development stuff, and I got really into people like Anthony Robbins and Brian Tracy and Zig Ziglar, and I found that really helped me improve my sales. As I then became a director, I really enjoyed helping my team to improve their sales too. And I guess when I got to a certain point, think I want to go and do something for myself, it just seemed natural for me to go off and be a speaker, because these were the people who'd inspired me, and I was getting a real buzz from inspiring other people.
Do you remember your first speaking gig? How many people did you stand up and talk in front of?
My first gig would have probably been for 8 or 10 people in a training room doing a training program, probably of a couple of days, and so not really a speaking gig, more of a training gig, and then I gradually morphed into the speaking gigs over a period of time.
And what has been the greatest audience that you've ever presented or spoken in front of?
The biggest audience I've ever spoken in front of would be in the thousands, and it's an interesting situation, that, because of course...
Were you nervous? Or you were full of adrenaline?
More excited, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm interested. I know you don't speak every day. Most people that get up, they put a suit on, they get in the car, they get on the bus or the train, they go to work, and they do a job. But you're not doing that every day. So what do you do? Is it feet up, cup of coffee, watching daytime TV? What do you do?
No, I'm responsible for promoting my own gigs. Being a sales speaker, I think it's very, very important that I still have my finger right on the pulse with that. So I probably do about 100 gigs a year. I really enjoy those. I find them really motivational, but with the travel, I think that's enough, because the rest of the time I'm doing two things primarily. One is sales and marketing, so that is ensuring that the pipeline is there and that there is enough business. The second one is product development, and product development kind of takes two parts. One part is writing books, recording audios, recording DVDs, and the other one is actually improving the speeches, improving the content.
So improving your technique then, yeah?
Absolutely, because I want people to come and see me in a year's time, 2 years' time, 5 years' time and say, wow!
He's got better.
Yeah, he's better.
So what's the best bit about what you do?
Speaking, definitely. It's the buzz that comes from seeing a group and seeing the individuals in that group just light up, and then getting messages back from those people, whether it's on Facebook or YouTube or through email, saying, do you know that speech? That changed my sales career.
So it's about connection.
Totally.
What's the worst bit?
Travel.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't mind it 99% of the time, but occasionally you'll just be stuck somewhere at 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning, and all you want to do is get home.
And I know you've spoken not just in the UK. Where else have you spoken?
Mostly UK and Europe, done the odd bit elsewhere, such as the States, but for me at this period in time, I wanted to focus on getting a really strong core across UK and Europe, which is mostly where I work.
So if somebody wanted to become a speaker and they wanted to get an understanding, are there training courses? Can you get a degree in it? How would you start?
Well, I think the first thing is to get up and speak. So either speak through your work or speak through personal, or if you haven't got those opportunities, go to something like Toastmasters and get up on your feet and get really, really good. At that point, I would probably then read some books. There's some great books on the subject on Amazon. Also go on YouTube. There's a lot of stuff on YouTube now from the speakers who help people to get into the career. And then at that point, you can decide, what do I need to do to take me to that next level? And
again, we normally talk about prospects. How do you get on? Now, of course, this is a kind of a self-development journey in many ways. You get better. There's obviously people you can possibly aspire to be like. But where can you go? Where could this as a career develop to?
There's speakers who've written books that have sold to millions of people, who speak to tens of thousands of people, and who are worth tens and tens of millions. There's people who are charging £250,000 for a speech for an hour.
Which neatly leads on to the money stuff. You know, if somebody's looking to become a speaker, what could they expect to earn? Let's say after a couple of years, they've learnt their craft, they've put the effort in, they've got
After
an
a
audience.
couple of years, Graham, you could be earning anything from virtually nothing through to several 100,000. There's a chap in the States who claims to have earned over $1 million in his first year in speaking. I guess it depends on your message, your audience, how good a speaker you are, and critically, of course, how good you are at getting out there to market. Because ultimately, if you're not reaching people, then you're not going to get the gigs.
And I suppose really, new methods of communication, new media, social media, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube,
Got
LinkedIn,
to be on top of all of it.
That lot helps.
And writing and networking and referrals and all the old stuff as well.
There's a lot to do rather than getting on a stage. If there's one piece of advice you want to pass on to our viewers about the fact that if somebody wants to know about how to become a speaker, what would that one piece of advice be?
Keep developing. It's for me. It's about mastery. It's about being the best speaker you can be, the best marketer you can be, and to connect with people and give the best message you can be, and be yourself.
Be yourself. Well, there you go. Great piece of advice. Be yourself. So, if you're interested in finding more about Gavin Ingham, check out Gavin. You've got a website, and it's Gavin Ingham, INGHAM, GavinIngham.net. There's a lot of free products, and you've got some speeches on there, and people can also check you out on YouTube. I've known you for some years. I've found some new stuff out just by doing this interview. So, Gavin, thank you very much. Graham Martin, the recruitment guy. Say goodbye.